Hi and welcome back to another video of jPlay. Today, as I promised for my patrons, a lot of them wanted to actually see me do another playthrough of Gutenberg, this time using the solo mode, and here we are. It's kind of not really beat your own score. There is a nice little table on what you want to achieve by the end of the game. So if you want to be more than just a student, we would definitely have to do, oh, that's interesting. It's smaller than 100 and then it's 101 to 110. What happens exactly in between? I know I'm nitpicking here, but mathematically there is a gap, obviously. I think they mean basically 100 or lower in this case. As I've never played this game solo before, I have no clue how well I am doing here. So of course, let's try to go beyond the 100. At least the short-term goal. If we then make it to maybe apprentice, sounds better than a student. Yeah, let's see about this. But that's basically what we are trying to achieve. So the AI on its own is not scoring any points whatsoever. It's only here to annoy me, basically taking resources and orders and whatnot away. Apart from that, I already have set up the game for a two-player game. The cool thing about this automa is that you can also use it for a 2 or 3-player game. And that's something I really like. Actually similar to Dune Imperium, for example, where there is an actual, let's call it AI, for a 2-player game. I think you're not really using it for a 3-player game, but at least for a 2-player game, just to get the board a little bit more crowded. I already drafted my, let's say, character, and with that comes a special ability. They are all very different, so I'm not sure if you watched my 3-player walkthrough, but they can have ongoing effects. They can give you a boost into basically early game by getting starting resources, for example. I ended up with Godofredo's Torinos, and that's kind of funny because this was the character I was asking on the Geek to better understand it. I think I do understand now how he works. And yeah, the iconography doesn't really help you. But what it means then in the end, and this was a lot of back and forth actually, is that when I'm able to assign all of my inks to orders or end up with 0 inks at all, then I would score 3 points at the end of each round. And we are playing this game 6 rounds, so it could be 18 points, and that's really something. Keep in mind, we want to go at least beyond the 100, but yeah, then I really have to be very careful in respect to which inks I'm getting. So something to keep in mind. Apart from that, the only other setup that you are doing for the AI player is to prepare their initiative board. There will be the starting player, which means they are starting with 7 of those initiative cubes. I have 8, which I can now assign on my planning. We have the planning cards. The game comes with 10. You are only using 6 of those, 1 for each round, that is. And there are also those execution cards. The only thing that the execution deck is doing, giving you a number from 1 to 4. And as you're using it, or basically reshuffling the deck after each action the AI is taking, I decided to go with a cool thematic 4-sided die here. Because again, you draw a card, you see what it does and whatever, then you reshuffle the deck again for the next action. So you might as well simply roll a die, and that's what I'm doing. Of course, yeah, those cards look lovely for sure, but yeah, let's not bother with that. Again, with that being said, I think as usual I will explain everything as I go. In case you have watched my 3-player walkthrough, some of these things might sound familiar to you, so sorry for the repetition. I'm using now the other side of the board. This board is 2-sided, so this is the 2-player side. On the other side of the board obviously is the 3- and 4-player side. Only difference is in respect to how many spaces there are available. And yeah, maybe I should have mentioned I already did the drafting for my order, so there's also a snake drafting kind of mechanic in the way. So you start the game with 2 of those orders. Each order consists of a printing card and a refinement card, and once they are paired, they stay together. I can discard them in theory every time I want, so if I get something better or more fitting and my limit is 4 orders, then I can simply dump it basically anytime if I see fit. But as long as I have space, there is no reason to get rid of this. And the last thing to do is to get my starting what are those called now? The type tokens, of course, nice wooden type tokens or letter block types. And for whatever reason, it's something I always forget when I'm setting up this board. And I have already played this game a little bit. So I will definitely want to go, I get 3 free letters basically. So I think I want, let's go with an O, let's go with an U. So those 2 types are already good to satisfy the demand on this order. And for here I could simply go on, yeah, I don't know, let's go with the A for now. Yeah, let's go with the A for the 3rd letter. And by the way, they're all mirrored, so when you place them now on top of these letters, it all makes sense. It's really nicely done. Again, components in this game, terrific job. But that's pretty much it in respect to the setup of the board. Again, we are playing the 6th time. I will not start with any of those gear tokens here. That's something I have to start. There is a character which gives you 2 gears from the get-go, can be pretty powerful, but that's really what I learned. None of those are overpowered or particularly weak. Yes, some of those are a little bit situational, but they all make sense. So you have to adapt your playing style to that. And now we are basically going into our first planning step, which in a normal multiplayer game, everyone would do behind their player screens and then would do the planning basically in a hidden fashion. And it's basically you're planning for those 5 actions here. And the idea is the player who has assigned the most cubes to a particular action will go first. Ties are broken starting from the starting player. Right now, that's our AI. And you also have to keep in mind, in order to take a particularly action, you also have to make sure that you have at least assigned 1 die. So that's usually not a bad thing for the very first round, making sure you're starting with each 1 cube each on those actions. I'm not sure if you can see those particularly well. So these are the black cubes. Maybe I should have used a different color, but I will hope it will make do. Now I should continue to plan, and now because I know what the AI's starting initiative board looks like, so I can make a guess in the end. Of course, with these planning cards, some of those cubes will simply move around. So that's something when I reveal, basically, we will then flip over this tile and then some of those cubes will move according to some logic on those cards here. But I know they start with 2 ink and they start with 2 of those, what are they referred to? I keep forgetting, specialty cards. And yeah, I think there is a good one out there actually, which I might want to consider to use. So maybe going for more specialty here wouldn't be bad. So maybe we want to assign 3 here. As for the ink, I do not really care about the ink too much, but I do care about this one down here, for example. And right now I could be in the leads. Okay, let's do the planning now. And because I'm the 2nd player, I have 1 cube more than the starting player. Very clever mechanic, by the way, which happens at the end of each round. So yeah, I think let's put in 1 more here. I definitely want to go in this space for sure. As for the orders, I don't care too much about those, but I definitely want first dibs on the gears. Yeah, let's do that. And then with 1 more, I basically have to gamble. Or maybe should I do that here? No, let's leave it like this. And now we are basically revealing the planning card, and then stuff will happen. So first of all, they are moving 1 gear to the ink. So okay, there is no way that we will be first with the ink. But again, I do not care about that too much actually. Or do I? Oh yeah, I think. Okay, now let's listen. Then next we are moving 1 here to there. So he's always first. And then we are going from max to minimum. So we are assigning 1 from the maximum, which would be either of those, and moving it to 1 of those. As the maximum is tied, we are now looking for the tiebreaker one, which is this book symbol here, which means we are starting from the according action and moving down until we reach pretty much the majority. So in this case, we are moving this down here to this down, because again, we are starting from here. So this will basically be their end of planning. And now we are starting to resolve those actions. So we start from here with selecting the orders. That's the book symbol. We want to print books in the end. And yeah, we have one cube. The AI player has one cube. The AI is the starting player, which means they get first dibs on that. So normally would now shuffle these execution cards and we'll look for one. And but in this case, let's simply, maybe we can use a dice tower here. I'm not really sure if it works, but let's try. Okay, that's the 2. Not going to cheat here. So first of all, he's going for this printing card. Keep in mind, an order always consists of a printing card and a refinement card. So in this case, the AI also needs to draw a refinement card, and there we roll again actually. So let's quickly do that. I'm not bothering with the dice tower anymore. That's the 4. 4 is not here, so we keep on rolling. And you would do the same with the basically with those cards. If you're drawing something which the AI cannot do, you simply continue to draw. So sooner or later you will get something. So that's the 1, which means this refinement card is gone too. And that's basically the same thing when you are taking orders. You can build a pair of any of those. In this case, that's the choice I have left. So I get this and this. Keep in mind, I only get it if I have at least planned 1 cube here, but remember, I have assigned at least 1 cube to each of those actions, so I'm totally allowed to get myself a 3rd order in this case. So let's place it in here accordingly. And that's at least, I think that's actually a good thing, because it allows me to take an ink and not waving here on my end of round ability by Godofredo's Torinos. I think that's pretty good actually. Now we would remove the remaining or leftover order cards. We don't have that, they're all been taken, so we will move over to the next action, which is to get the inks. The AI has 2, we have only 1, which means they get first dips. Again, we would roll the die, and here's one minor thing which I now noticed actually. On this action here, I still think that they would not shuffle the deck after each of those things. So in this case, it's not possible, at least from what I understand, because again, they tell me to shuffle this deck after each action, but the whole action is to do taking an order. So I think that would implicitly mean they will never get basically 1 and 1, for example, or 2 and 2 in this case. Not really sure if that makes big of a difference actually, and maybe I missed the point here, but yeah, let's not worry about that too much actually. And yeah, what they do is now they roll the die again. They will either go for this or that. They will remove all the inks. That's something that a normal player would not necessarily do, because as of the 2nd ink from one of the boxes, you have to spend 1 guilder or 2. Depending on how desperately you want that. But in this case, no, we will keep rolling, and maybe I should go for a card, because yeah, okay, that's 2. So they are simply removing those inks, and that's okay. I think I can live with that. They go into the cloth bag here, ready to get with our next round actually. And then it's me. I can no longer go in here, or at least there's nothing left to grab there. So I guess we do want some ink, and we will definitely go for the freebie here. Again, the first one is always free, and I will assign it right away to my order. Now I have to think about, do I want 2 more? I think I will go for 1 more, and I already forgot to give myself my starting money actually. So we start the game with 10 actually. I'm now spending 1, so let's give me simply 9 here, and metal coins would be nice. Of course I do have metal coins, but I want to show you the game as it is today. So we are grabbing this ink here too. I already assigned this ink here. Let me assign the other ink maybe here. Yep, that's fine. And again, as long as I'm able to somewhat assign, normally you're not assigning those in any way, but in this case I want to assign those just to make sure yeah, I'm getting basically something out of this. And again, if let's say I would have gotten a green ink, now I would not be able to assign a green ink somewhere here, so this would be considered wasteful, which is basically a terminal sin for Godofredo's, so I would not gain my 3 points at the end of the game. But in this case, I think that's all good and fine. And then, yeah, I think that's basically it. The last remaining ink also goes back to the cloth bag. If there would have been a third player, they would be able to gain this one too, but then they would have to pay. And that's already our second action. Next, we are developing our specialties. We have 2, they have 3. Unfortunately, they will go first. That's definitely a bummer. So 1, 2. In theory, we could also do 1, 2, 3, 4, but yeah, why not? Let's do it like this, although I don't have to keep rolling here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's keep it simple. Okay, 4. They're going for this, and this definitely did hurt me. I don't like this at all. They're going back here. So I get to take the other one. Of course, there's no reason not getting it, by the way. So we are grabbing this for sure. And now we are developing our specialty. So we're looking at those tracks, and it's basically one-on-one. So I go up 1 for the typeface, and I could go on the, I think it's bookbinding or so, specialty here. In case I want to desperately move up this chisel track here, for example, that's also possible. So I could simply discard this card to move any of those tracks 1 space up. But in this case, I do not gain anything out of this. So we are moving 1 and 1, and then we are discarding this card. This was already this action. That's what I really like. Planning might take a couple of minutes every round, especially the later you come into the game. Resolving those actions later, that's really something that's extremely fast. Then we are building or developing our printing house. We have 2, they have 1, which in this case doesn't really matter. They are only taking it away, so we get to choose first. So I think in this case we are going for this. I think it's again development or upgrade or whatever it is. So we are discarding this. This is the one that the AI is going to choose, but again, doesn't really matter. And by the way, in a 2-player game, there are 2 kind of these gears here. There are ones with white lines and gray lines, and in a 2-player game you're removing everything that has white lines here in between. So I already have taken care of this. So we are grabbing this and placing this into our printing house. We always start from top down to bottom. In theory, you can always replace them. Instead of taking one, you can pick one up and realign it any way you like. But in this case, I think let's place it like this. And you always want to make sure that those half arcs here or partial arcs are pretty much aligned with those action spaces here. So you don't want to do something like this here, for example, because later on you want to make sure these are intertwined later on. Think about sulking to some extent. And yeah, this way you're making sure they're all aligning pretty well with those actions here. So in this case, I can use those things in theory anytime during my turn or when they make sense. Some of those will trigger towards the very end of the round when we are start to fulfill our orders here. But in this case, yeah, let's totally use this one. We are using one of our blue cubes there. And this means, yeah, it's basically we are getting a development step here as well. Doesn't really help me right now. But maybe you see that here, in order to meet those refinement cards here, we have to go to level 2, or level 3. So this might help us a little bit later on in the game. But that's already the 4th of 5 actions. The last action is the Patronage action. We have assigned 2. They haven't assigned anything. The rules are not very specific if the AI is doing something, if they didn't assign anything, but then again it doesn't really matter because I will be first anyway, so we get first dibs no matter what. And during the first 2 rounds we are only allowed to go with these patronage actions. As of round 3, 4 and 5 later on, we are also able to claim ourselves those patronage cards, which are worth 8 points at the end of the game, so they can be pretty huge. So in this case, I could either go for an extra order. We could increase our specialty 1 level up, and that's, I think, maybe not even a maybe. I think that's a must. We could go for 3 guilders or 2 inks. Inks, for us, maybe not that important, but I think getting a specialty up here will definitely help us. So we are assigning it here, and that's the whole space. So it's not that someone can go in here, that's the whole action. So, and this is also action blocking. If I go here, no other player will be able to claim that action. I get to choose any one of those 4s, and yeah, absolutely, I will go for the chisel here. Now that we have reached level 2 on any one of those, we are also allowed to move our marker here up. In this case, we are getting 1 ink from the reserve. I get to choose, so it's not a random one. So I think I'm going for a blue one here, assigning it there. So we can assign this again, so it might be important towards the end of the round. And that's basically already the end of the round, at least in respect to the actions. Up next, we are going to basically fulfill our orders. And before I do that, anytime I'm allowed to buy new types. And I think we should definitely try to fulfill this one here, because we will achieve them all. And I think that's perfect. In order to get our 4th letter, keep in mind we are starting with 3, we have to spend 4 guilders. So basically when we have 3, we have to pay this. So 4 guilders, that's really not a problem. We are paying this, and this gives us 1 more. We want to go with an I. There is an I, which then helps us to complete those orders. In theory, I could go on, but I'm not sure if there is a rush. So because again, if we want to also fulfill this order, we would need another A and another I, and then we would have to spend 5 and 6 guilders. So the more letters you have, the more expensive they get. So the next one is 5, the next one after that is 6. So I guess we will not be able to afford it. So let's stop here. And now we get to choose which orders to resolve. Again, we are going with this. So we are assigning the A, the I, and the O, and the U, though we only have 4 different letters in this game basically, so we are not dealing with any consonants whatsoever. So we have basically fulfilled the printing card. That's the minimum that you have to do, and in theory you could stop here. If you were not able to go for the refinement card, that's fine. That's simply the topping on your cake in this case. But as we have the red one here, we have also fulfilled this refinement requirement, so that's another 2 victory points. And because we have also met this refinement here, having level 2 on this chisel, oh man, that's actually pretty perfect actually. We have also met this requirement, and for this one we are getting 3 coins right off the bat. That's basically our bread and butter. We need money, and that's our printing house. Here we get 2 victory points. Here we get another 2 victory points because we have satisfied both requirements on the refinement card. We also get this bonus here, which is another measly coin, but that's still okay. What's more important are those 4 victory points from the refinement cards. So we are already on our way. Now we are at the end of the round, so we are checking our special ability. And of course, those letters go back, so we keep them. The ink is being used, so this goes back into the bag actually. Those cards are discarded. Now we check, do we have any leftover inks? Yes, we do. Were we able to assign those leftover inks? Yes, we did. So this one triggers, which means we are scoring an additional 3 points. Nicely done. And that's basically already it. That's the end of the round. So we are doing some cleanups. All of those cubes go back. We are moving into round 2. We will seed the board. I will do that off camera now, and then we will immediately start into the next round. Maybe the final thing that happens is we will hand over the starting player token to us. And this means that the player who is now, or the starting player who is now last, gets 1 of those cubes from every other player. And that's pretty nice mechanic in this game. So I'm starting player, so I will break the ties, but I'm also punished by only having 4 of those initiative cubes. Really cleverly done. Okay, I have seeded the board, and now the first thing that happens is to turn gears, because last round we didn't have any gears, so we could skip that step. But in this case, we are simply going to move this one over. And this one says, if you are fulfilling orders which have as a requirement to have a certain level for this chisel specialty, we will score an additional 2 points. And if we have more than just 1 of those, we could even score 2 points for each of those orders. We still have to activate this one here. So wow, that's a pretty nice one actually. And we do have basically 2 of those in this round. Not 100% sure if I will go for this or that. Depends now a little bit on which specialty card I'm getting, but I'm in relatively good shape doing them. Oh, I could do both actually. I have the AI, I have the OU. So I think, yeah, we should totally go for both this round, maybe even without getting all those things, but I still think that would be good. Getting this one here is nice because it would award us with an additional order. So, and yeah, if you're running out of orders, that's obviously not a good thing. That's the main way you are scoring some points other than the patronage cards. Okay, a lot to think about. Let's go into the planning. So really quick, this is the new offering here. So we have some very, very difficult orders up here, at least from the printing cards. As for those, they're also not cakewalks actually. Here, not so sure. I was hoping for some letters, but we didn't get those letters. So in this case, yeah, that's now really bad. Neither of those do help us right away, at least. Again, not saying they're bad. Here we have this wheel, also not great. This one is okay because this min, for example, allows you to develop our specialties. The minimum one, we could exchange typefaces, we could exchange print. So that's a very versatile gear here as an upgrade. And looking at the current initiative board, this didn't change. And the cube I gave them went to the one with the lowest one, though they had a 0 here. So they will place it there. So it's very likely still that they will go for this specialty, which I do think doesn't bother me too much. I still think I want to assign one there. For the wheels, yeah, okay, that's now tricky. What do I think I want the wheel. I think that's still important. So I guess I will leave this one here, and maybe let's place something here. We want one, that's for sure, but I think we don't want two. We want the second one. What do we here? Maybe we do want to make sure to get this one here too. Yeah, I'll leave it like this. Again, we are breaking the ties. And yeah, that's our planning. So let's reveal the next of those cards. Oh, that's interesting. So they're moving one here to the inks. That's okay. And here they're moving also one to the inks. Okay. And this would mean if they would win the patronage card, they will basically go for a patronage action here. But right now, the patronage action, or the patronage cards, are still not available. As of round 3, we can go for basically all the cards that are beneath it or to the left. So as of round 4, we could go for this or this patronage card. And once it's gone, it's gone. They are not getting replenished in any way. Okay, let's resolve our actions. We will start with the orders. I have first dibs because I have the starting player marker and we both have assigned 1 cube each. They are both, I think we are in round 2. Let's not go too crazy. So we will go for the somewhat easier one. It's still challenging enough. And yeah, which of those? Looking at the inks that are out there, but next round it could be completely different. Yeah, let's go for this one here for now. So that's basically our freebie. Now I would choose, but as we are discarding those anyway, we can simply get rid of those. Then we are going into the ink step. They have 4, we have 1. They will clearly go first. So again, let's roll the die. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know the drill. Okay, those are gone. Again, they simply go back into the bag, and now I get to choose if I want 1 or 2 of those. And no, I think not. I want the 2 point. I want basically only this one, but I also have to take this one. But as I'm going to do this one, the question is, I will be first down there. No, I will not go for an ink. I know this sounds very, very wasteful, but let's not do that. So we simply discard those. Next, we are going into the specialties. They have 2, we have only 1, so they get to choose first. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 2. So this one is gone, meaning we get this one. And yeah, I totally take it. And in theory, I could also go for this one now, because if I'm not using this for the 2 symbols, but simply go 1 step up here, we have reached level 3 on the chisel. Not so thrilled about this one here. That's only 1 coin, but it's better than nothing. But yeah, of course, getting 2 extra points for this could be huge. On the other hand, this one here gives us another order and would be 4 points. So let's see, we can still reassign those, by the way, so we are not obligated in any way. So if we are somewhat able, and I think we will be able to get our second step and the A here, we would also do this. No, I think we are keeping this card. Oh, I could go for this for the A actually. Then I don't have to. No, but I think let's prepare that, because we will also score points here at the end of the game. How far we get. So the more we get upwards, the better it is for us. And then I think I will go for the, yeah, no, we will leave it like this. This card is discarded. Then we are moving into this. I have two, they have only one, right? Yeah, that's the case. So we will totally go for this cogwheel. This is simply discarded, and we get to choose now in which alignment we are going to do that. And I think in this case we want to make sure to do this, because yeah, this would give us, yeah, perfect. I mean, that's really perfect. So now we are immediately activating this, so our lowest specialty will develop one step, and in this case let's totally go for the A, because they were both the lowest I get to choose in this case. Okay, that worked pretty perfectly. This one is only something that will trigger toward the end of the round, so when I'm starting to fulfill those things. I really think we are in an amazing shape actually. A, O, U, and O. We will do this. Wow, pretty perfect thing. And maybe I should show you what I did here. No, I think this works perfectly. And then we are moving again to the patronage action, and again I get to choose. And here I see, for example, this and this. So we want to have a level 4 on the book binding one. We're already on level 2 and we need 2 O's. In order to get more letters, we ideally get money in order to buy those. But the specialties here are also pretty amazing. So maybe I do want to go for this just to prepare for maybe this, because we will be able to get the second letter here. Let's not take any chances here. Yeah, let's do that. We will do it like this, and we will use the book binding specialty here, right? Because then we might be able to make it to level 4. Basically, it's guaranteed, because again, we can use those specialty cards to dump them and increase any one of those specialties. Okay, amazing. But that's again the end of the round. We do not care what the AI is doing, because they are last, so they're not really messing with this. In theory, yes, they could go for a patronage card. That could be a problem, but patronage cards are not yet available. So let's do our orders. But before I do, maybe I want to reconsider things actually. Let's move this one down and this one up. I know, but again, because we have this and we have this, we will basically score those twice now, and I think that's the better deal right now. Sorry for my take-backsies here, but again, first time I'm playing this game on my own, so I think I'm okay. So we will, and you will fulfill those orders pretty much simultaneously, so you cannot use whatever money you get here to do that here. Once you have decided, once you have assigned your colors, your letters and whatnot, then you have to really start your machines, and that's what we're doing. So we will assign this one here, which means again, for every of those chisel refinement things we have and we fulfill, we are getting 2 extra victory points, and that's pretty amazing. First of all, we will get 4 coins in total. That's already pretty important. We need this for additional type faces later on. Then we are looking here. We have satisfied this one here. This gives us 4 victory points, and we have also done both of those. Level 2, at least level 2, that's 3 more points. So in total, we are moving up 7 points up to 14. Nicely done, because we have pretty much met the requirements of both. We are also getting in order. Let's do that in a second, because again, we are doing these things pretty much simultaneously. So these letters go back. Before I forget, let's place it like this. Then we are doing the same thing here. I already awarded myself the money here. We did not have extra 2 things. Maybe I should have done that, but let's not worry about that too much. We have level 3 here. So that's 2 more points. We have not satisfied both of those, which means we are not getting the extra coin, but I think that's still fine anyway, because we have fulfilled orders with the chisel icon and we have activated our wheel here. This means we are getting 2 points for each of the orders we fulfilled, which means we are getting 4 more points, moving us up to 20. Okay, that's not bad at around 2, at least I hope. Again, the ultimate minimum is 101 points. So then we are pretty much discarding those 2 offers. I still get my reward from this one here, which is an additional order. I think I really need it. And the way how this works is when you get an order as a reward, you draw 2 and 2, so 2 printing cards, 2 refinement cards, and get to choose one. In this case, I think it doesn't really matter too much. I will go for this printing card. And as I don't want to worry about too many inks for my character, I think I will go for this refinement card. So at least I have 2 more orders now. Again, having orders is ultimately key. The rest of those are discarded. I still get my 3 points because I have no ink whatsoever. So this also satisfied the requirements of Godofredo's Torinos. Nicely done, 23 points. And then we are already moving into round 3. So those cubes all come back. Also the cubes that are currently on our gears. The starting player moves back to our AI player. He gives us 1 cube, and I think it takes it from the action that has the most here. In this case, that's clearly the ink one. And then, yeah, I will reseed the board, and then we are moving into the 3rd round. And I think I will keep going. The pace will definitely increase now. Okay, and that's the new offering. We have some medium level printing cards, but they give you 5 coins. Here are our refinement cards. The ink here is pretty tempting, actually. So this might be important. Not so sure about those. Yeah, this could give us a lot of victory points, actually. This not so much. The 2 gears are okay, I guess. Have to think about it and keep in mind this one is now available. Problem is I'm not sure if I will be able to make it here now to level 4 this round. But yeah, we will start the round. Again, the first thing that you do is to turn the wheel, which means this space doesn't give us anything this round. And this one here would allow me to exchange one of my letters with anyone others. So this could help us getting us the 2nd O, for example, free of charge. Something worth considering. And then, yeah, let's go into the planning. And yeah, well, we definitely do want the ink. But we also do want the specialty. This could give us 3 points at the end of the game if we are going there. So I think let's place the cube we got from the iPlayer on the ink. The Patronage card, that really depends now a little bit if I will be able to make it or not. Yeah, that's now really the gambling. I really don't know what they are doing. And they only have 1. They are breaking the ties though. I'm not so concerned about the wheel act. So I think we will be able to move 1 off. And the question is, will I be able... No, I will not be able to get it up. So I think we don't need more than 2 down here. And as for the orders, I'm also not too worried about this. So we may want, do we want the print desperately? I think we do, actually. So we will place, oh, this is better, right? But again, he's breaking tide and he's only moving 1 away. I'm pretty sure about that. This is really the perfect ink. No, let's assign 3 initiative cubes to the ink. Yeah, let's leave it like this. So let's reveal the next planning card here. Okay, they're moving to the wheel and the book is also moving to the wheel. Interesting. And then maximum is moving to minimum and we would start from here, which means this is maximum. It's moving from the minimum. We start here from the bottom down to the top to the bottom, and at least that's how I understand it. So we will definitely be first on those, so the eye is not doing anything there. And the most important thing, which I didn't notice right away, doesn't have the patronage symbol here. I think that is cool. They are not taking the patronage card away from us. I don't know how those cards are spread in there, if it's whatever even numbered or so, but we also removed 4 cards and you never know, and that's something I really like. You never exactly know who you are playing against. As I do want 2 O's, I think we will go for this printing card here. I think this might help us. And again, I do not fancy too many inks, so we will go for this refinement card here for now. Those two are discarded. Again, even if I would take cards, they would have been discarded no matter what. We have 3 inks. They only have 2 or 3 cubes on the ink. So yes, for sure, I will go for this one because that's pretty perfect. So we are taking this for free, 1 and 2. So we have to spend 3 guilders for that. And I think 3 guilders, is that a point? There is a nice overview actually. Yeah, every 3 guilders is a point. So I have basically wasted 1 point. So let's see if we can make more money out of this or more points out of this. The remaining 3 are now simply discarded. And then yeah, we are moving into the specialties action. I will go first with 2 cubes they planned there. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. We keep it simple. I think that's pretty good actually. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we will totally go for this one. On the other hand, I also may have, oh, that's now an interesting one. We could get another order if we would bring our inky one here 1 level up. Now that's interesting. Do I want to move up here to guarantee myself 3 points? But I also get the 3 points here and we would get another order. And I think that's still important. So no, I think in this case, we will simply discard this card to move any one of our cubes up. Yeah, let's discard this. So maybe the other one would have been nicer actually, because then we would have gone this step and this step too. So I think maybe, yeah, maybe they did, or they've taken the right choice here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will not be able to do both of those unless I'm getting some more money actually. Again, those 2 letters would be 11 and we have 10. Are you kidding me? Yeah, we could gain the money, then we would gain 2 more letters. Something to consider. And yeah, then we are moving into the wheels action. They will be first. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this wheel is gone. So I have now the choice of either taking this and putting this into my printing house. I could replace any one of my things, or I could simply ditch this one and rearrange one of those. But actually doing this would give me also another step in there. So I think for now, let's do that. Again, we want to bring as many of those things up as possible, right? So yeah, I think, and oh, that's now really interesting. We place it here like this. We will definitely do it like this for sure. So we will get 1 step. I think we will be able to get our patronage card. And again, that's 8 points at the end of the game, or we can assign those right away actually before we forget. Oh yeah, because we can now exchange, for example, this A into another O for free. And then we will be able to do this with our, no, we cannot do both. Oh, I didn't think this one through, but I also didn't know if I would get, no, I think that's fine. Nope, I will not get the patronage card this round, but maybe that's okay. Maybe that's still okay. And speaking about the patronage action, it's basically us first, but yeah, they are not bothering. So what are we going to do with that? We could go for simply the 3 guilders, which would then give us some more stuff. I think in this case, or should we really make sure we are getting this? When we're moving this to level 4, we have achieved that actually. Let's do that. We are placing it here. On the other hand, I could still gain some point. No, let's go for the guilders. Let's live dangerously, and we will get the 3 guilders, which we can then use to buy ourselves more letters. Nice. Okay, whatever the AI is doing, we do not care about it because they're not going for the patronage card, because again, it needed to show this symbol here on their planning card, but it didn't. It was this one here. Nice. And then yeah, we are fulfilling our orders once again. So we are definitely doing this one here, and we have them both. So this is already auto resolved. This one here, we need an A and a U. And again, looking at our little player help here, we have 4 letters. The next letter is 4 coins. We are spending this, and therefore we are getting ourselves another A. Yeah, let's let's do that. Then we are paying 6 more of those to get ourselves another U. Come on, where's the U? There's the U. We are now at 6 letters, which is pretty amazing actually. Having 6 letters is not nothing, will help us with those more difficult ones later on. And now we are really starting to print actually. So this one is clear. We get 2 money for this, and we are getting 5 money back for this. So one of those letters was pretty much free. Nice. Here we get 4 and 5 points respectively, so 5 points in total. That's 28, and we are getting another order. Let's not forget about this. Here we got the money. Here we have resolved this one. This gives us 4 more points, moving us to 32. And yeah, this, no way we are not getting this, which also means we are not getting this. But I still take it. Here I really wanted the money. So this is all going back. The ink is discarded into the back. Those letters go back too, and we are getting 1 free order for this one here at least. And now we have assigned all our inks, which means we don't have any ink. We are scoring an additional 1, 2, 3 points. 35 points at end of round 3. Yeah, not really sure about this, but what can you do? But that's basically it. Again, we are getting the starting player token, which means we have to give away 1 cube to the AI. Again, it always goes to the action space with the lowest cube. In this case, it's very, very simple. And then, yeah, let's move into round 4. So we're returning all of those cubes accordingly. Those 2 are now available to us, or basically also to the AI, that is. And then, yeah, I will reseed the board accordingly. Actually, before I forgot, I got the reward from my order because I fulfilled both requirements. So I get 1 more order. AAOU. That's not bad actually. I think I will go for this because I have the letters already. And as for the refinement, again, I will go always for the one that has the fewest amount of ink, because again, I don't want to miss out on my special ability. And now I will reseed the board. Okay, and here is what we got. Both of those ink spaces are okay actually. Yeah, I think they are. We have some very easy printing cards up there. Don't fancy those right away, but let's think about those. The same is true for the refinement cards. As for those 2, they are both okay, because this means we're getting 2 points for an order that requires a U, or we can buy a U letter for minus of a discount of 3, and this would simply give us basically 1 step ahead. And yeah, if we are fulfilling refinement card or an order with a refinement card, we get 2 points for each of those orders. So both of those could be interesting. Yeah, and then again, the first thing that we are doing at the start of every round is to turn those, which means we can exchange ink. We can get this doesn't really help us because we don't have any orders out there that would require this bookbinding one. So that could be one of those. Maybe I'm replacing it. And this of course is perfect because we simply can bump our chisel 1 space, and this would give us 1 point at the end of the game. So that's definitely nice. And that now we are planning, and I for sure want to make sure we are getting the patronage card. We prepared it already, or we can prepare it already. Oh, can we? No, I think we are good. So we definitely do want to here. We are breaking the ties, that's fine. As for the ink, I'm not too concerned. I think 1 is fine. As for the order, similar. I think we definitely need more specialty here. We do want another order for sure. So I'm right now really debating if I should. No, I think I have to go with this. Yeah, let's reveal the planning card. And I must confess that this is really intriguing. You have some idea, but you never fully know what's going on. So that's, and they're going for a patronage card. So that's good. Okay, they're moving in here. So they are not removing a patronage card. Again, that's how I understand it. If it's empty, also for the iPlayer, they are not going to take the action here. Otherwise, it would be completely pointless. They're moving from the book to the ink. And again, I'm pretty sure that this is how it's done. So they're not taking the patronage card away from me because, again, it's 0. I really hope I'm playing this correctly here. Again, I'm not really trying to beat the AI, it's just for my own scores in this case. But yeah, maybe if I missed the point here, if they would still take the action. I think it's really only important for the patronage action, that is. But he's treated like a normal player in every other instance, so I think that's also true in here. But okay, I have first tips. I will go for this printing card here for sure, because it's somewhat more difficult. And here, does it matter? Does it matter? Well, let's go for this. We have achieved this. So let's go for a simple one. That's fine. These two are simply discarded. Again, the AI is never taking anything really. As for the ink, yeah, they will definitely go first. So let's roll the die. 1, 2, 3, 4, as usual. Okay, those are gone. I think I showed you these, but of course we are still with the ink action. And in this case, which one are we going to? I think I will go for the blue one for sure, because I can assign it no matter what anyway. Do I want another red one? That's the question. Maybe. I will spend a coin to go for, that's the coin here, to go for the red. And yeah, we are discarding the green because I simply do not need it. Up next is the specialties. I get first dibs, so that's certainly nice. And yeah, we want level 4. I think this time I will not take any chances. So we are moving the chisel up 1 point. That's cool. And we are also moving this bookbinding up. That's another point. Awesome. Okay, that's 2 points with this one card, and we could keep going. And every time we are going beyond this one, we are getting 3 coins for that. And again, 3 coins equals 1 victory point 2. Nice. The other card is simply discarded. Then we are moving in here. Okay, they will take this wheel away. And I have to make a call if I want to have this wheel or if I want to replace. And I think, can we afford another letter? We have 6 letters already, which means the next one would cost us 7. We have 7. We have 8, in fact. Of course, we would give away 2 victory points for that, but we would gain 8 in return. And we could, how desperate do we want this? I think that's actually the better one. Let's take it and let's replace this wheel here. And I think we place it like this because we will get at least 2 victory points out of this round. Of course, before I forget, let's activate this wheel here. So we are moving this one up. So this is 3 points at the end of the game. Isn't that lovely? Awesome. Okay, and then we are moving to the patronage action. And before I do, we will buy the second O, right? Yeah, we will spend the 7 coin. Again, that's 2 victory points, actually, plus a little bit, 2 and a third victory point, and we are getting our 7th letter now already. Wow. And yeah, let's totally go for this patronage card here. So we have level 4. We have 2 O's. We don't have to spend them. We only have to have those. So we are claiming this card. And again, that's 8 points at the end of the game. Not too shabby at all. We are not getting this action here, so we have to make a choice in this case. But I think getting 8 points, that's definitely more than worth it. And then we are going to do some printing, shall we? But I didn't really pay close attention because I think I will only be able to fulfill this. Yes, we have a ton of letters, but here A-A-O-O, no, I think that really is a very, very bad combination. But I think there is nothing we can do about it. Nope, it is what it is. So we are getting 3 coins for this. So we're getting 1 back. We get 2 points because we have done that. I will now activate, oops, where is my cube? This one here, because we have fulfilled a refinement card with the A. We get 2 more victory points. So in total, that's 2, 4, 6 victory points, bringing us to 41 points in total. Because I have assigned all my inks, I have 1 red, it is assigned to a card. We are not using it right now. We get 3 more points for that. And keep in mind, in theory, we have 8 more points from our patronage cards, and we get some more points from our specialties. So I think we are getting there. The only real question now still is, will the AI get the patronage card when they're not planning any cubes there? I think not, because again the rules say as per the normal player rules. So I still think we should be good in this case. I think so, though the card is still available, but ultimately we are now moving into the penultimate round here. So both of those are available. We do have 2 A's, so we need 2 green inks in order to fulfill that. So now we are a little bit desperate to see if we are getting the proper ink tokens out there or not. I'm pretty sure we will not be able to get all of those, but at least getting 1 or 2 more would be pretty important actually. And then yeah, let's give the starting player token to the AI. They will give us one of their cubes. It's coming from the wheel action, and then yeah, again we are now reseeding the board and moving into the penultimate round. But again, I actually did forget, because I completed both of those, we are still getting the bonus. And I think in this case, let's simply go for the blue droplet here. Again, I would normally take it out of the bag, but in this case, that's totally fine. Let's discard those. And again, now I'm going to reseed the board. And I think, oh, I messed this up big time. No, I think we are good. Before we get started, let's have a look at the offering. Ink-wise, I was definitely disappointed here. 3 blues. Don't really care about those. Maybe getting 1 of those wouldn't be bad. As for the orders, yeah, the difficult one up there could be tasty. And you're not losing any points at the end of the game, by the way, for any leftover orders or so. It's simply missed opportunity. And yeah, this here, I don't really know. Let's think about it. But yeah, keep in mind we have now both of those patronage cards available to us, but I will not be able to make them both here. I do have the letters, but I'm not sure. No, I will not be able to make it there. That's bad. That's bad. But this means I will most likely, yeah, definitely only get 1 of those towards the end of the game. So I'm not really sure if I will be even make it to 100 points now. Whoa, that is embarrassing. Okay, let's move into the round. We are turning over this with a chisel. Do we have? We don't have a chisel order now, actually. This is good. We can bring up 1 of those. Oh, maybe. Oh, there is a chance. There is a chance, actually. Cool. We could get a patronage card. In theory, at least. Oh, yeah, but that's so cool. Cool. And yeah, here is nothing, but yeah, I have to think about it. Oh, that's really nice, actually. Cool stuff. I'm not so worried about the ink. I definitely am worried about this one, so I will leave 2 here, and I will also, I don't know, we have 2 here. Do I want a special order? Maybe going with a tasty one? Let's go for, but they only have 0 cubes right now in there. So maybe we want to make super sure. If they're moving in 2, they will be first, and then they will take it. No, we will plan 3 here, 2 there. Do we need 2 here? Does it matter? Because I think we are only going, I think it doesn't matter actually. I think it doesn't matter because we get 1, so we don't need 4. Pretty sure about this. Maybe let's go in here with 2. Yeah, that's our planning. So let's reveal the next penultimate planning card book. I think then in this case, if this is empty, I think we are moving 1 to the other. I think that's the other way around, and we are moving 1 here to there. And then max to min is basically this. And yes, they will go for a patronage card this round, but we will be first. That's the most important piece, because they will go for the leftmost that is available by then. Okay, that's good. I think I kind of like this. So we are starting with this one. They will get first dibs on the orders. So again, here maybe they should go for a card, but I really do not worry too much. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, this was mine. I wanted this for sure. And here it's this one. Yeah, this was bad actually, but okay, I still take it. So we are going for this order, and this refinement card here. Up next are the inks. They certainly get first dibs, so let's simply roll the die again. That's these. That's bad. Yeah. Okay, He really messed with my plans, at least with my hopes. Do I need the green or not? I could go for this, but then I guess I would miss out on stuff. Yeah, let's not do that. So we are simply discarding those. Yeah, it's a bit wasteful, but maybe that's still okay. I want the 3 points from my special abilities, and I think I got it. For a second I thought I forgot it, but I think we ended up here, and then yeah, I moved over there. Up next are these here. Again, I do not really care too much about those, and that's this one here, because I'm pretty sure I will go for this, and I will have to assign it to this one. Yeah, so again I can do that, and this means we are now going to activate our wheel here. Oh no, we have to do that first, so allow me this really minor mulligan. So I activate it first because it has to be the minimum, and then we are moving it one step up because of the card we just discarded. So apologies for that, but yeah, you can do that anytime during your turn. These things. This is nothing. This is something maybe towards the end, but I didn't get the refinement card. Yeah, they have taken it away from me, so that's also totally useless this round. Ooh, that's certainly a bummer. But of course, I also forgot I got this one here. At least twice. So I get, when you get to level 4 with one of those, and I achieved that, I don't know, years ago, I get 1 ink for free from the bag. So I think let's go for a red one for now. And when you go to level 5, you are getting 1 additional order. Oh yeah, and I think I also missed that completely. So let's totally do that right now before I forget. And you have to trigger them right away. And that's really, usually I would say you missed that, but yeah, bear with me. Again, first time playing this alone on camera here. Yeah, and that's the question now. Should I go crazy, or let's keep it somewhat simpler to use this one here and here? I think it doesn't really matter. I think we have this for sure. So let's go for this refinement card, and those two are discarded. Apologies again, you should really do that as soon as you unlock those things, but that's totally on me. Okay, then we are moving to the wheels. I get first dibs there, and yeah, here it's really tricky. I think I will go for this because this could give me at least 2 more points this round. Yeah, let's go for this. This is simply discarded. And again, this is useless, but this will be also useless next round. This will give me at least 1 step on the A, which could potentially translate into 1 victory point. So I guess we are getting rid of this one here. And I cannot replace this one, by the way, as I've already used it. So we are placing this one here. So again, for every order that requires me to spend an O, I get 2 extra victory points. I only have 1. I already played around here with my letters, but I think I will not be able to make 2 orders with O's, because that's a hell of a lot of O's actually. And that's really something where you have to think so much time in advance to make sure that a lot of combinations you have to think through, and I typically suck at these kind of things. But then last but not least, we are moving into the patronage actions. I have 3, they only have 1. I get first dibs, so I will totally go for this patronage card here. I have this on level 4. I have to use. Yes, so we are taking this. That's 8 more points toward the end of the game. Then it's unfortunately the AI. They also have a cube there. They have a patronage card here, which means whoop, they are taking this away from us. And right now I'm not so sure if I will be able. Oh, I would be able actually. I only need 2 blue inks. Oh, that's now a gamble actually. Oh, I really like that. Okay, but let's print some books. So I could now decide not spending, let me see, how would this turn? No, it's the wrong direction. Of course, it's always the wrong direction. We are going to activate this for sure, because this is 2 more points. So again, I can now decide if I want to use this, but if I'm not using the red one here, I will also miss out on the 3 points. No, I think that's a wash. Yeah, let's not do that. So I will keep it at this. So here we are getting 5 coins. That's almost 2 victory points. 1 2/3. That's nice. So we have done this. We get this, we have this on level 3, so that's 6 more points, moving us to 50, halfway there, and we are getting an extra ink. That's nice. We will place this ink over here because again we have achieved both of those, so that's definitely okay. This could still be something actually. Cool, these are discarded. I have or was able to place both of my remaining inks to assign these to orders, which means his special ability kicks in, moving me to 53 points in total. So more than halfway there. Okay, I take that. And then, yeah, it's basically moving into the final round of the game. So this one here is a big maybe actually, but that's 8 more points, and 8 more points could make sense. I'm now really convinced I will not make it to the 100 points, so I play this very poorly this game, but I must come and say I really enjoy the solo mode. It's very streamlined, it's very cool, and yeah, normally, yeah, I know it's kind of a beat your own score, but having these, let's say, scoring tables, at least something which I can live with. Just beat your own score would be pretty boring or bland for me. In this case, yeah, I have this little table which shows me which I want to reach, and you really see some clear progress there. I usually still prefer having a more active AI who actively scores points, like Mara Kaebo, for example, which I recently played solo with the new rules. But yeah, I still dig this. It's really a ton of fun. The starting player comes over to me, which means I have to give the AI 1 cube. It goes to the lowest space, which would be either this or that. We will look at this, so they will start here, which means they will placing it there. That's kind of okay for us, because I definitely want to make sure we are getting this final patronage space here. And with this, if this would have gone here, then I think this might be bad news, and we would really need to place a ton of extra things in there. Okay, I will reseed the board for the final round. And here we are. I don't necessarily care about those orders up there, but maybe I do. Let's think about this for a second. This one here, yeah, maybe, also big maybe. As for the ink, I think I may have a different plan, but this plan really needs me to spend a lot of actions on this wheel. Oh, a lot of things can go wrong actually. In this one, if I get this, everything is perfect, but I have a backup plan actually to making sure we are getting this down here, and this one up here I think I do not really care about too much. So yeah, let's go into the final planning of the game. I don't really care about the orders anymore. I'm okay. I could get an order with 2 more money, but I think I am really okay. Yeah, because I didn't really get the right ink anyway, right? No, I think I'm okay. I can remove that. I don't need the ink anymore too. If I get this, on the other hand, there's 2 more points. Maybe getting... no, let's leave 1 ink here. We might need the ink. I want this for sure because this could give me some more points actually. And I think this one here is still more important, because if I miss out on this, I will not score the 8 points no matter what. And I really do need those. Yes. Okay. That's my planning. And of course, I could have gambled to basically assume, hey, maybe it's not showing a patronage card, and then I may not have needed to put that many cubes on there. But yeah, I really want to make sure and good that I did. But okay, no, I think we are good. They're moving this to the book. They are moving the ink to the book, and then max goes to the minimum down here. So if I'm not taking the patronage card, they will. Yeah, I think that's that. We are completely ignoring this first action here, so we are simply discarding those. As for the ink, I will have first dibs, and I will simply go... I could miss out now. Oh, will I get first dibs on the wheel? I do get the first dibs on the wheel, which means I could go for this. Oh, I forgot. Oh, one thing I forgot. Sorry for that. I should have moved this one here. This is empty. This maybe, that's the A. That's pretty cool actually. So we are, I think, let's do it before we forget, so I'm moving it up here, but I think it doesn't really help me anyway. But let's use it before we are not spending it. And then yeah, here we could replace and here we could replace. But again, do I need more ink now? Because I have this, I will get the wheel I need actually for the second blue. I have to spend the blue. Oh yeah, I have to spend the blue, but which is okay. That's 2 points versus 8 points. No, I think that's still good enough. That's still good enough. Let's not do that. No, we are not getting any ink. But again, I only placed those there as a, yeah, pretty much last resort kind of thing. So we are simply discarding those two, moving them up, doesn't really matter. And as for this, they will go first actually. Oops, they're going for this one. That could be a bummer, but I will go for this one anyway. But that's pretty cool actually. So we are moving from 1 to 3 points, and for the chisel up here to level 6, so that's 6 points. And we are moving up here, which would give me a letter for free right away. And this time I will not forget. So I have to think about this for a second. So I have to start assigning my little letters here just to see if I will be able to. I think I really want to do 2 orders at least. This is okay, so let's see. Here we have 2 A's, an I and a U. Here we have the O and the U. Yeah, I think that's pretty perfect actually. Let's go with another I in this one here. Again, this is the bonus here. In theory I could now still use this one to do stuff, but I think that's pretty okay actually. So we are missing out on this. We have still assigned. We are also losing this, but we will still get. I think that's still good enough actually. No, I like that. I really do like that. And then we are moving into the wheel action. I will be first. That's really important now. So we are totally grabbing this wheel. This is no more. We are removing this wheel, placing it in here. No, that's not correct. So we have to really put it here properly. We will activate it right away because this gives us a blue ink. That was really so important. But again, I had a backup plan for that. I could still have moved this and exchanged to another blue, though that's perfect. So we are getting the second blue droplet. We are putting it here because we are using it for our next action. Actually, I think we are not using this. We already did that. Yeah, we are going into the last action of the game, and that is to grab the Patronage card here. We have this on at least level 4. We are spending here. We really have to spend the ink, unfortunately. But again, that's 8 more points toward the end of the round, and that's the final action of the game. We are fulfilling our orders for one last time. At least I hope I haven't messed this up. We are getting 10 coins. That's really something actually. And maybe before we do, we have 9 more cash, but we have no letters. No, I think let's forget. We cannot go for a third one. That's 10 coins for those things, so we have taken care of this. We are not this, we have not done this, but we have this, that's 3 points, and we have this, so that's 5 more points in total, bringing us up to 58. We have assigned all our inks. Yes, which again means we are moving to 61 points. So these were all of our orders. We are not getting any bonuses whatsoever. So let's have a look at the final scoring, which is really nicely outlined here on the main game board. So we get the victory points for our specialties. 6 points, 9 points, 10 points in total. Not shabby at all, bringing us to 71. Up next, we will score our Patronage cards. We have 3 of those, 8, 16, 24. So that's 75 plus 20, 95 points. And last but not least, we are scoring our money. Okay, so we have 15, 19 divided by 3. That's 6 more points. Are you kidding me? Which means we are moving to 101 exactly. And guess what? That's exactly the points we needed for the senior student level. Wow, 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 wow. 10 more points and we would have made it to the apprentice level. But honestly, I have no clue how I can really... I mean, 150, that really sounds insane. Yes, I really didn't play it particularly well and I missed out a lot of opportunities, especially the synergies between those different orders or printing cards and refinement cards. Those are truly key, so that you're really able to fulfill 2-3 orders at the same time. Maybe not so much worrying about the money points in here, but really because they also come with a proper reward here for those refinement cards. Those seriously give you some extra points, and I think with that in mind, I'm pretty sure you can score a hell of a lot more points. But anyway, I'm quite happy. I could imagine I may have misinterpreted some of the AI rules here, especially in respect to shifting things around. If I did, let me know and I will try to leave a comment, as this is a one video kind of playthrough. I will not be able to really correct it, which is one of the reasons why I prefer doing these kind of playthroughs in 2-3 sessions. It allows me to correct some of my mistakes in the follow-up videos. Here it's a one shot, so I have to live with that. But I think from the majority of my decisions, I should be fine. And yeah, that's pretty much my solo playthrough of Gutenberg. A very streamlined and fun little game with amazing components. These wooden letters are amazing. And I already mentioned this in my 3-player playthrough or walkthrough back then, when I went to the booth at Krana and I asked this guy 3 times, are you sure that these wooden letters come with the base game or with this game I'm buying? It, yeah, believe me, they're in there. And when I saw them, I was really happy. Apart from that, they come with these sorting boxes, not very sturdy, but they totally work fine. There are no plastic components whatsoever in this box. Artwork is amazing, very thematic, and yeah, the game is very it's really streamlined. It's absolutely fun and it's quick. And yeah, towards the end of the game, your planning takes longer, trying to read the other players and hoping for, let's say, yeah, the right cards to come out and the right inks to come out. So a lot of interesting decisions in this game, and again, it plays relatively quickly. Before I end my video, a huge shout out to all of my patrons out there and channel members, that is. Really do appreciate all your support. If you want to support me, you find a link to my Patreon. You can join me here on YouTube. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, everything helps. And yeah, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and until then, bye bye.